Hello, and welcome to another iron mordanting. I've given them a good heavy mordanting, and I've gone a little rogue. I have put a piece of silk in there that was previously alum mordanted. Whether or not that'll just turn the silk black, I have no idea, but I'm going to try and print onto silk that has been iron mordanted, because I haven't seen anybody do that. And they say don't use iron on protein fibers, but then again, they boil them in a pot of iron water. Like, how is that not exposing them to the fibers to iron? So, depending on who you ask, don't do this. I say try it. Okay, so this is our silk that was first mordanted in alum, and then I gave it about an hour and a half soak in an iron dye bath. Now, if I find out that this is how that lady did it in her secret 4-hour expensive travel doc, I'll be glad, because then I won't have to keep testing this and trying to figure out how she did it. But either way, I iron mordanted this silk, and if it explodes because I'm not supposed to do that, oh well. But also I'm going to roll up just a couple more nice long iron prints and just kind of see what we get for fun. I also have these leftover dye blankets that have loquat all over them that are already, you know, technically they're mordanted with a tannin. So I can just use those to cover it up instead of using plastic if I feel like, and make them go really, really weird and not use any plastic barrier so they print through on each other. But doing iron mordanted fabrics is the main name of the game at the moment. And we'll get a whole variety pack. Okay, so because this iron mordant process we've never done before, I did multiple leaf types to see if any one in particular will print better. She was using all kinds of different leaves, but I still don't know the process she was using, but I think I might be getting closer, and if I'm right, I'm going to be really stoked. But I'm going to roll this guy up and then roll up a few more iron blanket mordanted things. Okay, for this one, we're going to go full bog, no plastic barrier. I have put on top the loquat fabric that got steamed in another experiment. It should just be in there like a tannin mordant. I've layered it all so that it has lots of stuff to bleed through before it gets to itself. And hopefully it turns out really weird and boggerific and doesn't ruin everything else in my pot. Okay, so the little iron dye or iron mordanted fabric print attempts are cooling, and we will give them an open in just a second. Okay, this guy was just straight onto the fancy cotton. One of them. I'll have to check which one because I've only notched. Which corner did I notch? Oh my god, there's no notched corner. Oh, this is the new fabric. This is white muslin. This is just $2.99 a yard white trash muslin that I scoured in a pot and then soaked for an hour. That is all this is. Trash muslin, you guys. Trash muslin. Look at this weirdness. Ooh, I love it. I don't even know what to describe that as. All right, let's do another, because we've got some weirdos in here where I just layered stuff and I went a little crazy on the experimentation. my God, it is how she's doing it. I freaking figured it out. 9 years it said it took her to figure out that technique. Well, it took me 9 days and Google. Lady, look at it. I mean, I could obviously adjust like how much iron is in there, but look at how perfect the rose leaves came out. And look at the cottonwood tree. Iron mordant, iron mordant. This is iron mordant on silk. I'm not supposed to. Losers, never listen. Do your own science as long as it's well-informed and somewhat safe. Kick ass. Okay, well, I think this is a case of where the mordant was too strong for the fiber because it turned it very, very dark while just interacting with a tiny bit of loquat that was left on those dye blankets. But there is some cool stuff happening here. And if some of it washes out, it might get cooler. Otherwise, a little weird. But we bob printed it. Remember this one? We put no plastic in between. That plastic barrier was just on the outside to cover up the outside of the fiber so that it wouldn't have marks on it. So this was just a full bogorama. So it bled through onto itself, through itself, about itself. It's going to be really weird. And I kind of love it. It definitely made, like if this was strips and you made it into a cape, you could have the coolest sniper's ghillie suit ever. Not that you would ever need that. And then I found a random piece of oak gall tanned silk on the counter, and I just stuck that on there. And it did that, which is kind of nice. Looks like a weird little scene with strawberries. All right, well, I'm going to launder these. We will look at them all together when they're dry, and these will probably just get recycled back into dye blanket land, wherever they may land. Or, you know, I'll save a piece or two just because it's such a bizarre color that I'm not sure I could ever replicate again. All right, I'm going to wash these and see you when they're done. We figured out the lady. Oh, I'm going to get so much more silk tonight. Oh, this is going to be an issue. Well, I got to go buy more silk. Well, I am absolutely thrilled to show you the results of our iron mordanted fabric experiments today, especially this one. And please don't think that my sassiness was meant to denigrate the amazing work of the artist I was trying to duplicate. I was just very, very excited that I'd managed to figure it out. In no way do I have that person's expertise. She's been studying for a long time and has studied over 268 local trees to figure out which ones are the best. So I am only successful because of other people like her that allow me to deductively reason out how I think she might have worked it out. And as it turns out, I think she's using less iron because she's not getting the black freckles that I enjoy so much. Hers typically look more like this, where there's less iron visible, and this is not a cottonwood. I have been misinformed by the Google lens. I believe this is a Chinese flame tree. But either way, I did quite a few different plant materials. I've been told that rose leaves have really great tannins. Truth. And here is the eucalyptus section. I was trying to test all the leaves to see if I could get any of them to print in the colors that I had seen her getting, and I did. So I believe she is alum mordanting her silk first, and then giving it a dip in a light, like 1% weight of fiber ferrous sulfate bath. So that one I'm absolutely jazzed about, and I've already ordered more silk to mordant in alum because I thought oak gall was the reaction, not alum, and I was wrong. This is our boggy one where we had no dividing lines, we had no separator, no plastic, no nothing, and it made this like wonderful, natural, murky pond look. And you still get beautiful crispy prints as well, but also they kind of shadow print on each other. And because I covered it in the loquat, it uptook loquat colors in really weird ways and interacted in really fun ways. And then this one I just love. I know that they're not perfect prints. I know that I'm trying to get this cheap muslin to hold more iron than it can, and that's why the prints are coming out so crazy. But I love it. I don't know why I love it. I feel like there's something so wonderfully unique about the iron mordanted fabric prints. I'm so outrageously proud of these. I really appreciate you sticking with me through these multitudinous experiments as I kind of figure out what I'm doing. This is just kind of my learning process, and I wanted to share it with you guys so you can see how okay it is and how joyous it can be to fail. Technically, these are all, quote, failures because I didn't get an ideal perfect print at any point, but I am learning so many wonderful things to add to my neural net. So never be afraid to make weird, ugly things, because lots of people would think this is ugly, and I think it's the coolest thing I've made maybe all day. Other than this, mostly because I was just really trying for this, but I'm glad you've been here for the process, and I hope you'll be here for the next one. So if you would give me a like or subscribe or ring the notification bell so that you'll know when I have posted a new wacky experiment, I would be eternally grateful as I attempt to become a more independent, partially disabled artist. Thank you, and thank you to my patrons for keeping me alive every month, and I'll see you in the next experiment. Bye!